Hey folks, I'm Pete and this is Pete's Eats Cooking Videos. Today I've got a real treat for you. We're making mango salad. This salad is delicious and it goes great with Asian food. It's got all those wonderful flavors that you look for. And I'm going to show you how to make this right now. So let's begin. So here's what you're going to need to make the mango salad. You're going to need some mangoes and you're going to need them a little bit on the hard side. You're going to need onion, I use red onion, some bell peppers, cilantro, some heat, some kind of a pepper, I'll talk about that more later, peanuts, we have roasted sesame seed oil, limes, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, some fish sauce, and a little bit of sugar, and it's going to be fabulous. So with respect to the mangoes, you definitely want them a little bit on the unripened side. You don't want them soft. And I peel them with a paring knife, not with a peeler. And I'm going to chop them up into little sort of thin, bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to just chop them into thin, sort of half moon slices or whatever, slivers, and then I'll take these and I'll chop them up so they're into bite-sized pieces. Now another advantage of having the mango that's not too soft, it's quite hard actually, is that I can make the salad and it can sit, I can make the salad hours before serving it, and the longer it sits the better it gets. And I'll just cut these up now into sort of bite-sized pieces. I'm not too concerned about exact sizes, and I'll put them into the bowl. So now I'm going to cut up the bell peppers. I'm going to cut them up just into a little julienne kind of strips. So the red onion, I just cut it as thinly as I possibly can. And then I'll cut it in half again. Of course, you can put as much or as little red onion as you want. I would suggest between 1/4 and 1/2 a red onion for 2 mangoes, like I'm doing in this recipe. And there you go. So the cilantro, a good handful of cilantro, I just moosh it up as much as I can, and then chop it. Now with the cilantro, you really do have to keep it clean. You have to wash it and drain it because it can include a lot of grit. Okay, so for the heat, there's all kinds of options. You can use jalapeno peppers, or really, this recipe, because it's Thai, you should use if you can, use the Thai chili peppers. And if you can't find either of these, you can just use the dried pepper flakes. But if you're using the Thai ones, you want to try and make to cut down the middle if you can, and be careful and take out all of this inner seeds and ribbing, because it's hot and you don't want it to be killer hot. And there you go. And now I can mince that up really small and throw that in the salad. You will also need about 1/2 cup to 1 cup of peanuts. A lot of the recipes call for cashews, but I find that peanuts are way, way tastier in this recipe. And it says you want them crushed. And you can put it between parchment, but I find that if you just put them in a Ziploc bag and with a roller, you get them nicely crushed. You want a nice big chunks, but crush them a bit. Okay, that's good enough. Let's add those. The salted peanuts are good. For this recipe, I'm going to use 2 limes. When you buy limes, make sure you get the ones that are heavy for their size, because sometimes you buy them and if they're light for their size, you cut them open, it's just like cotton inside. I don't like gadgets, but this one really is nice. It squeezes the lime nicely, and there's 2 kind of sizes, one for lemon and one for lime. And I really do like it, and I admit I do like this. I'm going to add the 2 limes, and we'll see on the other half of these limes. I like to add a little bit of rice wine vinegar as well, probably about 1 tablespoon. Also, this is fish sauce, and you got to be careful with it but about a teaspoon will probably do. About a tablespoon of sesame seed oil. This is wildly delicious. And a little bit of sugar, probably about 2 to 3 teaspoons. And of course now, what I'm gonna do is mix it and adjust and taste, adjust and taste, adjust and taste. And the longer this sits, the better. There's no problem leaving this for a couple hours before you eat. Just look how beautiful that looks. I would also dress it with a little bit of cilantro at the very end. Let's see, how does that taste? Let's give it a taste. You know what? No, I think it's pretty good. I was gonna say maybe it needs a little bit of salt. Maybe there wasn't enough salt in the peanuts. But no, I think it's perfect. And that's it. You're gonna see, you're gonna love it. Enjoy.